As many of you know, there are fewer things in this world that I enjoy more than Anthem cosmetic leaks. And typically I would only make these videos when, there wasn't a lot of content going on with Anthem. As a matter of fact, there was a period of time where the only content that I could make on this channel were about, cosmetic leaks. And of course, Javano from Anthem's Archive working non-stop to get these things out, I figured it was at least worth making a video, especially for how cool some of these cosmetics are. Now, there aren't as many cosmetics as there typically would be, however, this is kind of compensated with some new UI leaks that could potentially mean some really cool new missions coming in the future, and potentially harder missions. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at these brand new leaked cosmetics and the new leaked UI icons. First and foremost, we have the Rosaline Corruption Wrap. By now, you all pretty much understand that I'm not a fan of the color pink, however, I can admire a good-looking wrap. It looks like it has some sort of skull. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner, it looks like the outline of a helmet or potentially a creature. Regardless, I'm sure it'll look fine as a wrap on some people, but it's just not my jam. Going on with more of not my jam, we have the Spliced Venom Wrap. Another black and pink design. I can appreciate it, but it's not going to be one that I'll pick up or wear. Moving on, we have the beautiful Crystal Rose. There's another wrap that you can get from the Cataclysm that's basically a blue version of this. I'm struggling to remember its name and I really don't wear it all that often, but odds are I will be picking up this Crystal Rose wrap. It gives that very cool material without having a material vibe. Next up we have Pierced Winter, which, as you guys will probably figure out pretty quickly, I'm not a big fan of these wraps, but it is another crystal wrap and it seems kind of odd for this to be out in the Cataclysm. Maybe this will be in the event store next week, but more than likely it'll be a featured store item. It features cyan crystals with a purple and green gradient fade in the background. Next up we have Planner Shift. And Planner Shift kind of reminds me of that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle wrap that we got a little while back. It's okay. It's nothing to write home about in my opinion, but it's got a green, purple, and light blue, almost teal, gradient in the background. Now, if I was going to pick up one of these wraps, it would odds are be this next one called Command Circuit. It's a nifty design, probably still wouldn't pick it up, but it features a black, white, and gold pattern, which is just okay enough in my books. Moving on, we have the brand new materials, and these new materials being Crystal Stone. Not 100% sure if you can change the color of the Crystal Stone, but it's a neat looking material at the very least. Next up, we have Rusty Bubbled, Painted, and Damascus Circles, Metal. I will definitely be picking that one up. I use Damascus swirls on almost all of my Javelin designs now, and sufficient to say I'm obsessed with it. Now, before we get into the armor, I do want to preface this by saying, holy crap, these armor sets are awesome, and maybe for once, the Colossus has got the best armor set yet. Now, the other thing I really like about these armor sets is, for the first time since the Legion of Dawn and the Crystal armor sets that we got with the Cataclysm, they are all themed the same. And I'm kind of tempted to call them the brand new Legion of Dawn armor sets, a more modern take of the Legion of Dawn. To kick things off, we're going to start off with the Storm armor set of this new Legion of Dawn theme, and it is called the Apprentice. Now, it is pretty basic, I would say. The helmet is very reminiscent of the base default Storm helmet, though admittedly, I do still like the design. I do not like, however, the collar design they've got going on right now, where the collarbone kind of sticks out and creates that pointed spike. I don't know. They did it with the Crystal armor sets, and I didn't like it, and they did it with the Onyx Storm armor set, and I didn't like it. However, the left shoulder plate is pretty neat, and it's the first one in a long time that we've had that kind of sticks out. Next up, we have the Interceptors, and I'm probably going to butcher its name. It's called the Garoder. Now, the helmet is really understated, and the arms, they kind of remind me of the Ranger Legion of Dawn arms. The wrist blades are also understated, and there's really nothing that stands out about this armor set, which, believe it or not, I kinda like. It's very rounded, very basic, and not bland, but not anything that shouts, "Oh hey, look at me." In my personal opinion, it's not a bad-looking design at all, and I can definitely see a couple ways I could design this, or at least pieces that I can mix and match with. Moving on, we have the second best armor set in my professional opinion of the new Legion of Dawn armor sets, called the Judicator, and it is of course the Ranger's design. Its shoulder plates kind of spike out a little bit, and I really like that for some reason. Now the helmet though is pretty much a copy and paste of the Interceptors, and kind of a take on the Storms as well. However, I'm not complaining about it whatsoever. Though, like the Storm and the Interceptor, it does have that pointed collar, and I really wish they would get rid of that design. Not a fan of it at all. The legs, like I said before, aren't anything special, but the set as a whole is not bad, and it's definitely the second best of the four. Last up, and I never thought in a million years I would give the Colossus armor set a compliment before I gave the Storm armor set a compliment, but it is called the Blockade armor set, and it is easily, in my opinion, the best looking Colossus armor set we've had since the Legion of Dawn armor set, to be completely honest with you. On its left and right sides, it does have those little pouches for ammunition or whatever, but the helmet actually features a, well, helmet. It doesn't feature too big of a dome or too big of a covering that hides another helmet underneath. And much like the Ranger armor set, its shoulder plates do jut out. Same with the legs, believe it or not. They jut out a little bit too, but it's not anything I'd complain about. And the torso isn't really all that bulky. This is probably the one armor set that I would buy and just use as is and not mix and match. A really, really gorgeous armor set. Now that's all we have for the cosmetics, but what I really think is the most interesting thing, believe it or not, I know it's concerning, I think something is more interesting than cosmetics, are the new icons that we managed to receive. Now, a lot of them just look like brand new and updated versions, but now I want you to look at the star versions of these. Specifically, the mission map icon Area Fill Rarity 1, 2, and 3, and the mission map icon MP World Event Rarity 1, 2, and 3. And lastly, the mission map icon World Event Rarity 1, 2, and 3 as well. This leads me to believe that we will be getting more and more difficult events, or maybe not more and more difficult, but possibly more and more rewarding. So say you go and do a Tier 1 or a Rarity 1 world event, and you get paid maybe 250 coin. But if you go do a Tier 3, you get more resources, more coins, or more reputation, I don't know, something along those lines. Hopefully though, they will release these new rarity icons and the new rarity stuff in free play with new free play events altogether. It would kind of be a shame if they didn't altogether though. Though what do you guys think? I think it would go along really well, especially with what just happened to the Emerald Abyss, and we'll do a video on that tomorrow. I want you all to enjoy the new Emerald Abyss as it is right now, before I do a video on it and kind of discuss it, and spoil it for some of you who may not have gotten to play it quite yet. So really quickly before we close out the video, let's look through the cosmetics one last time on the screen so you guys can see them all together. We've got the Apprentice Storm armor set, we've got the Blockade Colossus armor set, we've got the Greater or Geroder? I don't know. Interceptor armor set, the Judicator Ranger armor set, we've got the new material Crystal Stone, the new material Rusty Bubbled, and the new material Damascus Circles Metal. We also have the brand new wrap Rosaline Corruption, the new wrap Spliced Venom, the new wrap Crystal Rose, the brand new wrap Pierced Winter, the Planner Shift, and lastly, the awesome Command Circuit. A very big thank you again to Javano for data mining all of this good stuff, and as always, a link will be below for the Anthem Archive website, where you can check out their website about all things Anthem, including weapon rarities, what they do, their baseline stats, armor that has come and armor that is yet to come, and more. But anyways, freelancers, what are your thoughts on these new leaked cosmetics? What do you think of the new mission rarities? And let me know in the comment section below what you all think of the new Legion of Dawn armor sets. As always, I read through all of your comments and I will reply if there's conversational potential. Or, you know, if I have the time. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date on all things about your game, Anthem, especially with the Cataclysm, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe and maybe share the video. This helps me out and allows me to reach more freelancers just like you. Lastly, a very special and monumental thank you to my patrons and channel members for their generous donations and support of your Anthem. Your donations help me out and allow me to make constant improvements to the channel, and for that, I am forever humbled and grateful to each and every last one of you. I hope all of you fantastic freelancers have a phenomenal day as always, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every last one of you in the next video very soon. And remember, freelancers, we are strong alone, but we are stronger together.